AI search is about to overtake traditional Google search by 2028, according to a major new study by Semrush. But here is what's shocking. Visitors coming from AI search are worth 4.4 times more than regular Google clicks. Yet 90% of content creators have no idea how to optimize for this massive shift. Hi everyone, Anastasia here, and if you've been wondering why your traditional SEO strategies aren't working like they used to, or if you've heard about AI SEO, maybe you hear the term GEO, Generative Entity Optimization, but have no idea where to start, this video is for you. Think about that for a second. If you're getting 1,000 visitors from Google SEO, which is getting harder day by day, by the way, and they're worth $100 in conversions for your business. At the same time, just 250 visitors from AI search would be worth the same $100. And AI results are getting more adoption moving forward. That's the power of this shift. From this research by Semrush, you also need to understand what they discovered about how AI actually picks content to feature, because it's completely different from traditional SEO. And some of their findings are genuinely surprising. The first finding is that ChatGPT search primarily cites lower ranking search results. When ChatGPT cites web pages, the pages it references rank in traditional organic search positions 21 and beyond, almost 90% of the time. This is huge because it means you don't need to be ranking number 1 on Google to get featured in AI search results. In fact, Semrush found that AI systems often skip the top ranking pages entirely. I'm basically a solopreneur. I've never invested money in backlinks, so over the years, my blog kind of struggled in Google SEO because my main topic, Pinterest marketing, was also covered in big software tools and agencies that I had to compete with. I might have been more specialized in this topic, but they had bigger domain authority and Google favored their sites 90% of the time. But in AI results, I have a good chance to compete both with my site and actually with these YouTube channel videos. I'll show you in a few moments how this works out for me. It's very exciting. The second finding is, and this one shocked me, community-generated content outranks official marketing in AI citations. Semrush discovered that Reddit outranks financial experts 176% of the time when ChatGPT answers finance questions. Let me repeat that. Reddit comments are being cited more often than actual financial professionals when people ask AI for financial advice. The third finding is that Quora is the most frequently cited website on Google AI, and Reddit comes in second. And these platforms perform so well because users ask and answer niche questions on this platform that aren't addressed elsewhere. And this makes them rich information sources for highly specific AI prompts. But here is the good news for businesses. Semrush found that 50% of ChatGPT links still point to businesses and service websites. This means that your website has strong potential to get cited in AI responses, but you need to create the right kinds of content and make it AI friendly. And here's another fascinating finding. Brand diversity varies dramatically by industry. In consumer electronics, AI typically mentions only 1 or 2 brands per query. Big brands like Samsung and Apple dominate everything. But in business services, AI models mention nearly 5 different brands for every query. This gives huge opportunities for smaller players to gain visibility. This research completely changes how we should approach SEO. I partnered with Semrush for this video to show you their new AI SEO toolkit that they built to help us adapt to these new realities. And here is what you can learn about your site's GEO from this tool. First, I'll go to check your brand performance. Over here, just enter your domain name, select your target country, and here you can monitor how your brand appears in AI results on different platforms. You can change from Google AI mode to ChatGPT, Perplexity, Gemini, and other AI platforms. You will see your main competitors here, and the voice share metric shows how often and how high you're mentioned in these AI results. The sentiment or perception report is reassuring for me because in Google AI, 62% of the sentiment score for my site is favorable. All competitors, by the way, listed here get lower percentage of a positive score. And if you want to add more competitors, you can totally do it manually here. But Semrush isn't just giving you numbers to look at. If you scroll down a bit, you will see that this report also includes specific recommendations on what you can do to improve your scores. My favorite report is this one, called Narrative Drivers. This will open your eyes to how people actually use LLMs for SEO. You will need to completely reevaluate how you think about SEO because these queries are the longest long-tail keywords that I've ever even tried to rank for in normal Google results. The first query sounds like this. How do you create a Pinterest content calendar for a blog? Or how do you use keyword clusters for a blog and pin alignment? What? For real? People are asking these questions of deep questions, and my blog appears number one for some of them. These are not beginner level questions. People who are asking this, they are serious about growing on Pinterest. They're already invested in Pinterest marketing, and so they're much more likely to purchase my products compared to someone who just Googled the words Pinterest for beginners in the search bar for the first time ever. Now I see why Semrush's study found that visitors from GEO are worth 4.4 times more in terms of conversions for your business. Semrush also added a few new reports. Visibility overview, for example, it gives you an overall look at how often your site is mentioned compared to competitors in LLMs. You can check overall or filter just for ChatGPT or another platform. For now, it's only for the US and the UK, but they're working on adding more countries in the future. For my site, visibility in the UK is higher, and when you scroll down a bit, you will see for which topics your site already has some AI visibility. For example, let's take this topic, French appetizer recipes and ideas. You can check AI topic volume and user intent for this one. This one is mostly informational. If I click on it, I'll get a list of specific prompts that people type, and apparently for this one I have 4 mentions in Google AI results. On the right, you have this monitor button. What you can do with it is add some of these prompts and start tracking your website performance just like you would track your regular keywords before. You can click here on topic opportunities. These are topics in alphabetical order where your competitors are mentioned but your site perhaps is missing. For example, I found there is a huge AI volume for the topic AI-driven advertising and ad creation, and I actually have a chance to get some mentions for it with my recent YouTube videos where I review AI tools to create video ads. Then I can check what are the cited sources for my brand, and it looks like this YouTube channel is doing a great job for me as most of my relevant videos get mentions in these AI results. And Source Opportunities tab shows where my competitors get their mentions. So I could also try and use these UGC and media platforms more often. In this case, it includes Wikipedia, Amazon, and so on. I loved this competitor research that shows how my site performs, not just for the Pinterest marketing topic, but also additional topic clusters that I cover like blogging tips and online work opportunities. I can go through topics or even specific prompts that people type. But the best tab is here, Sources. This is where LLMs find information about me or competitors in my niche. And here you go, a ton of mentions on sites with user-generated content like Quora or Reddit. Another new tool is prompt research. Here I can just type the topic that I cover on my site, for example, Pinterest marketing strategies. And this is kind of like a keyword research tool, but for LLMs. You will see the estimated AI topic volume. For this example, I'm getting 2.9 thousand searches in the US, and average topic difficulty is 45. I can also see the prevalent user intent for this topic is informational, up to 65%, and then I also get a bunch of related topics up here like email marketing or affiliate marketing tips. I was looking for the data from all LLMs, by the way, but if you want to filter by a specific LLM, you can do it as well. Then you can check some examples of the exact prompts that people type in ChatGPT or Google, and then check which brands and websites are mentioned in the AI responses more often. These are essentially my competitors. I can read the full response that ChatGPT gave and how they linked different sources. All this information helps me understand what I need to do either on my site or on YouTube, or perhaps I should even start answering questions on Reddit and Quora a lot more often to get mentions like these as well. After all this information, I also found it very helpful that I could check my site's technical issues that could prevent it from appearing in AI-generated answers. In the Site Audit tool, you can run an AI search health report. Scroll down to the top issues, click on More Details, and then on AI Search. Here you go. These are things that you need to improve to get better at GEO. For example, AI found 7 pages on my site that require content optimization. Basically, this is when content is poorly structured and it's hurting my SEO. For me, in most cases, the issue is that the paragraphs are too long, or there are poor headings, hierarchy, H1, H2, H3. And now we will look at the traditional SEO toolkit, but with AI enhancements. If you start with domain overview, submit your domain and then scroll down a bit until you find SERP features. Click on View Details and you will see all the traffic you get from various features in Google search results. But this icon over here, in particular, it means that you're getting AI overview traffic. You also check all keywords for which you're getting this type of traffic. And then there is also Keyword Strategy Builder. You can submit here a couple of seed keywords, and this AI-powered feature will help you visualize and build an entire SEO content strategy using topics, pillar pages, and sub-pages. To try Semrush AI SEO Toolkit or the SEO Toolkit Pro, use the links in the description below and check how your brand or your website performs in GEO. With these reports, you will know how to get more traffic from AI search and LLMs. And now that you understand the tools, let me show you how to create content that AI systems actually want to cite. So here's what I've learned about creating content that performs well in AI search. And this applies whether you're using Semrush tools or not. First, AI systems love clear hierarchical content structure. So use H1 tags for your main title, H2 tags for major sections, and H3 tags for subpoints. This isn't just good for SEO, it's how AI systems understand and categorize your content. But structure alone isn't enough. You also need to write conversationally, not robotically. AI search isn't based on keywords like traditional SEO. It relies on how people actually speak. If someone searches 15-minute home workout, they might not get an AI overview for this. But if they search, what's a quick 15-minute workout that I can do at home without equipment? Then they probably will. Along with conversational tone, you want to lead with direct, concise answers. Don't bury your main point in the third paragraph. AI systems prefer content that gets straight to the point without fluff. If someone asks, do heat pumps work in winter? Then start with yes, heat pumps work exactly the same way in winter, rather than a long introduction about heating systems. To make this even easier for AI systems, add TLDR summaries at the beginning of your articles. This helps both readers and AI quickly grasp your key points. AI systems often pull directly from the summary sections when they're generating responses. The next thing I will tell you might sound confusing, but I will explain it. Create hyper-contextual content. So here's something that most people miss completely, and it comes from understanding how people actually use AI search. So AI search queries are much longer and more specific than traditional Google searches. People don't ask for marketing tips. They ask, what marketing strategies work best for small service businesses with limited budgets in competitive local markets? This means you need to create what I call hyper-contextual content, the content that addresses very specific situations that your customers face. The best way to find these situations is perhaps to look at your own customer interactions, check your email inbox, your comments if you're a YouTuber, your sent folder, your call notes, your client onboarding forms. Look for the exact phrasing that your clients use when they describe their problems. What are the real emotional questions that they ask? What patterns do you notice? Another gold mine is social media, of course, especially Reddit. So you can go to subreddits where your target customers hang out and search for terms related to your industry. You will find hundreds of real people asking raw, unfiltered questions that you can turn into content. For example, if you are a financial advisor, don't just write about retirement planning. Write about how to catch up on retirement savings when you're 45 and just started thinking about it. Because that's a real question that real people would ask. The next thing that might shock you, forget keywords. Think about entity-based optimization. This brings us to how AI actually processes our content, because this is where things get really different from traditional SEO. AI doesn't think in keywords like traditional search engines. It thinks in entities and concepts. Instead of repeating best running shoes 10 times, use natural variations like top athletic footwear or high performance sneakers or quality jogging shoes. Build on that concept. You want to create semantic richness by covering related concepts naturally. If you're writing about cloud hosting, then also you should mention related terms like server reliability, data backup, scalability, uptime, the full ecosystem of concepts that surround your main topic. This leads us to another important point. AI systems favor comprehensive topic coverage. So don't just answer one question, you should anticipate and answer related questions that your audience might have. This positions you as an authoritative source that AI systems want to cite. But none of what I've talked about so far matters if AI systems cannot actually access your content in the first place. So let's cover the technical foundation for AI SEO. On the technical side, make sure that AI bots can actually access your content, so check your robots.txt file. You don't want to accidentally block OpenAI's ChatGPT bot, Google's crawlers, or Microsoft's Bing bot. And here is something that many people overlook. Keep your most important content in HTML text rather than hidden behind JavaScript. While traditional search engines have gotten better at rendering JavaScript, AI systems primarily read your raw HTML. To make your content even more accessible, use schema markup to tell AI systems exactly what type of information you're presenting. It's organization schema, article schema, frequently asked questions schema. These help AI understand and categorize your content correctly. And of course, make sure that your site is mobile optimized and it loads quickly. AI systems, like users, prefer fast, accessible content. And then there are also certain content types that perform better. So now that we've covered the technical foundation, I want to talk about which content formats actually perform well in AI search. And certain content formats perform exceptionally well in AI. Frequently asked questions are gold because they match the question and answer format that AI systems use naturally. And similarly, how-to guides and step-by-step tutorials perform very well because they provide structured, actionable information that AI systems love to reference. Then also comparison articles and tables. They are also valuable because they help AI systems understand the differences between the options, exactly what users often ask AI to explain. And also list posts. They work very well as well because they are scannable and they provide multiple pieces of information that AI can pull from selectively. The key across all these formats is making your content easily quotable and chunkable, because AI systems need to be able to extract specific pieces of information easily. All right, let's put this all together into an actionable plan that you can start implementing today. So this is the 5-step AI SEO process that I would suggest for you. And the first step is content audit. Start by auditing your existing content for AI readiness. Look for pages that already get good traffic and they could be optimized for AI visibility. Check if your content has clear headings, direct answers, and conversational language. Find your best performing pages and ask yourself, if someone asked an AI system about this topic, would my content be the most helpful, comprehensive answer available? The second step is optimization. So once you've found your priority pages, it's time to optimize them. Double check if these pages have clear H1, H2, H3 hierarchies, add FAQ sections to address common questions in your niche, rewrite introductions to lead with direct answers rather than some lengthy setups, and most importantly, convert keyword-focused content to conversational language. So instead of SEO strategies for small businesses, you should write, how can small businesses improve their search rankings? Match how people actually talk to AI. The next step is community strategy. Remember, Semrush's research was showing that community platforms dominate AI citations. This means you need to build authentic presence on Reddit, Quora, and industry-specific forums. And here is the key. And this comes from some of the best AI SEO experts. Follow the 80 to 20 rule. 80% of your community activity should be genuinely helpful comments that has nothing to do with your brand, and only 20% of the time, when it's a genuinely perfect fit, should you mention your solution. When you contribute to these platforms, focus on being helpful, because AI systems are more likely to cite content that provides value without obvious self-promotion. And the next step is strategic digital PR. While you're building your community presence, don't ignore traditional public relations, but with an AI twist. Look for best of or top list articles that appear in AI search results in your industry. AI absolutely uses these lists to make recommendations, so find the authors or the editors and reach out to them with a specific value-driven pitch. Don't just ask to be added to their existing content. You could offer a unique angle, a new category that they could add where you're the perfect fit. Or perhaps your exclusive data that they could include would improve their article. Step number 5, build a review collection system. AI models are trained to look at sites like Google Business Profile, Trustpilot, and G2 to understand if people in the real world actually trust your brand. And don't just wait for reviews to come in naturally. You should automate review requests to be sent at the moment when your customer gets the most value from you, right after a successful delivery, after a resolved support ticket, or a completed project. Instead of a generic leave as a review request, prompt them with specific questions like, what was the one problem our product solved for you? This encourages more detailed, contextual answers, exactly the kind of rich data that AI systems love. Now, once you've got these fundamentals in place, there are some advanced techniques that can really set you apart from the competition. And the first advanced strategy that I want to share with you is taking a multi-platform approach. Here's what I mean by this. You might want to optimize for different AI platforms differently. ChatGPT might prefer more conversational, Reddit-style content, while Google's AI overviews might favor more structured, authoritative sources. So test your content across multiple AI platforms to see what works where. And building on that multi-platform strategy, timing becomes crucial. Content timing. So another advanced technique is timing your content strategically around AI algorithm updates. Just like Google, AI systems evolve constantly. So stay updated on changes to ChatGPT, Perplexity, and other platforms, and adjust your content strategy over time. And speaking of evolution, here is something that most people aren't thinking about yet. It's voice search optimization. So looking ahead, prepare for voice-activated AI search. As AI assistants become more sophisticated, you need to optimize for longer, more natural queries that people might speak rather than type. But with all these tactics and techniques, there is one overarching principle that will never change. You should create genuinely helpful, comprehensive content that shows real expertise. AI systems will always favor content that truly serves user needs. And this brings us to the final piece of the puzzle, making sure that you can actually measure whether all of this work is paying off. So we're talking about monitoring and measuring your success and AI traffic tracking. You should track your AI visibility using the tools that I've shown you earlier today. And if you're using Semrush for this, monitor your AI SEO toolkit metrics weekly. Look for increases in brand mentions, improvements in sentiment, and growth in AI-driven traffic. But Semrush isn't the only way to track this. You should also set up Google Analytics to track referral traffic from AI platforms. You can create custom segments for traffic from ChatGPT, Perplexity AI, and other AI search platforms so that you can measure your progress. And here is what's really important to understand about this whole process. Treat this as an ongoing process, not a one-time optimization. AI search is evolving very fast, and what works today will likely need some adjustment tomorrow. So stay curious, keep testing, and adapt your strategy based on your results. And here is why this matters more than you might think. Remember, we're still early in this transition. Semrush's research shows that AI search visitors will surpass traditional search by 2028, and those visitors are already worth 4.4 times more than regular Google clicks. The businesses who start optimizing now will have a massive advantage over those who wait. And if you found this video helpful, give me a like and let me know in the comments below what AI SEO challenge you're facing right now. I read every comment and often even turn them into future video topics. The shift to AI search is happening whether we're ready or not. But now you have the knowledge and the tools to not just adapt, but to thrive in this new landscape. So start with your first step today and you'll be ahead of 90% of your competition. To try Semrush AI SEO Toolkit or the SEO Toolkit Pro, use the links in the description below and check how your brand or your website performs in GEO. With these reports, you will know how to get more traffic from AI search and LLMs. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video linked up there.